So good morning all of you. So today's practical is of color vision. In that practical, we are going to cover the what are the receptor for color vision, mechanism of color vision, to perform Ichara test using Ichara chart. Then what are the other tests for to checking the color vision, and what are the importance of to checking the color vision. Okay. So why there is a necessary to check the color in that particular job or particular industry, and what is the mechanism of color vision? In this we are going to see in the today's practical. Color vision is nothing but the ability of the human eye to identify and distinguish the different colors. That is called as color vision. So any color has three characteristics. One is hue, that is specific color; intensity, that can be bright or pale or faint; then saturation, that is degree of freedom from dilution with white. Okay, so these are the three characteristics of each and every color. The rods and cones, these are the specific sensitive receptor for color vision, specifically cones, and rods is for the vision, black and white vision. Okay, so what is the importance of color vision test specifically for the dye industry, then textile industry, military services, paints and printing industry, and before issuing a driving license. Okay, so these are the importance of why there is a necessary to check the color vision. So as you know that two receptor, vision receptor, rods and cones. Rods is for night vision and vision in shades of gray. Okay, while cones are specifically for the daylight vision and the color vision. Okay. Then as you know that there are 10 layers present in the retina, starting from the pigment layer. Then we have receptor layer, that is rods and cones. Then we have different cells which are present in the most inner layer of the retina, that is called as bipolar cells. Then we have amacrine cells. Then you have ganglion cell, horizontal cells. Okay. So from the ganglion cell, the whatever the impulse, it can be a vision, it can be a color vision, it can be acutive vision. That impulse is sent via this ganglion cell or optic nerve to the lateral geniculate body and finally into the visual cortex. Okay. So again, same thing with different cells. You can have these rods and cone. You can have horizontal cells, then bipolar cells, and ganglion cell. Okay. Then this is a exact figure or the exact structure of the rods and cones. Each rods and cones are having two uh, three parts, that is outer segment, inner segment, and the nucleus. Okay, so in the outer segment they mainly present the different pigments, rhodopsin pigments. Okay, then retinal, and in inner segment it is mainly for the energy purpose, mitochondria. There is a presence of mitochondria. Okay, while nucleus and synaptic body. Then this is a specific structure of cone because of outer segment is conical. That's what is called as cone. Presence of different pigments, photopsin, rhodopsin in case of rods. In case of cone, it is a photopsin and retinal. As I have explained, in the outer segment of cone present photopsin plus retinal. Okay. Then inner segment we have mitochondria, and last one is nucleus, and which from which the synaptic body arises, which connect to the subsequent structure. Okay, what is the major difference between the rods and cones? Rods is mainly for the night vision, while cone is for day vision and the color vision. Then the function of the rod is it is more sensitive to the scatter light, while in the cones they are more sensitive to the axial rays. Okay, pigments present in the rods are scotopsin plus retinal, while in cones they are photopsin plus retinal. Rods are responsible for achromatic light, while achromatic response, while cones are, that is, it is responsible for color vision. That's why it is a chromatic. It mainly present three types of cones. We will see in that particular theories of color vision. This is a basic mechanism or chemical thing that happen because of particular stimulus or but because of particular stimulation of particular pigments. It can be a rhodopsin or it can be a photopsin. Okay, so main thing is there is a final formation of metarhodopsin 2, which will activate the different enzymes and form the active components, that is 11 cis retinal. Okay, now what is the ionic role, or why there is a generation of hyperpolarization in rods and cones? So main thing is there is a, because of generation of potential in that rods and cones, the cause is there is a closure of sodium channels. Okay, in the outer segment there is a presence of sodium channels. So because of stimulation of rods and cones via the optic nerve, there is a closure of sodium channels, and there's a because of this there is a decreased flow of sodium ions into the outer segment, which will lead to the hyperpolarization and causes a action potential in the rods and cones. Okay, so same thing just now I have explained. When the light is fall on that particular uh, cornea and retina, and they will causes the activation of different pathway. Okay, so main thing is there is a closure of the sodium channel. And why there is a closure of the sodium channels? Because of this there is a decrease intracellular cyclic GMP because of activation of phosphodiesterase. Okay, so closure of the sodium channel, which will lead to the hyperpolarization and is responsible for the generation of action potential. Okay, so in human body or in human eye, the light absorption take place in the range of 400 to 700 nanometer wavelength. Okay, so for example, if you take a red color, it is having a wavelength of 570 nanometer. If you take a green color, we can have a wavelength of 535. Blue color having a wavelength of 455, 445 nanometer. Okay, so different colors, that means you uh, because of different wavelength of light arises from that particular object, it can helpful for to pursue that particular or to identify that particular color. If you receive the wavelength of light from the particular object is 570 nanometer, that means it is for the red color. Okay, now perception of that particular color, it can be red, blue, white. It is because or it that perception is take place at the 3 points. That is, one is at the ganglion cell layer, that is compounds of the retinal layer. Okay, then finally next is lateral geniculate body via the parvocellular pathway. Then at last the visual cortex area number 17, 18. Okay, it, and with the help of this A and C beta and the color blobs. Okay, so at these three steps, at these 3 points, you can pursue the color. You can give that name of that particular color. It is red, blue, or white. Okay, so let us see at the retinal layer what happened. At the retina, there is one cell is present that is called as ganglion cell layer. Okay, and what is the specificity of that ganglion cell layer? That ganglion cell get stimulated by that particular one color, or that ganglion cell can stimulated simultaneously by one color and inhibited by another color, also called as opponent color. Okay, that is, we will see what are the theories of color vision. In that we will have one theory that is called as opponent theory. Okay, so just remember ganglion cell, that particular ganglion cell present in the retina, that can be excited that particular one color, or that can be inhibited by opponent color. Okay, so these are the different types of cells present in the retina. You can have WXY. W ganglion cell is for the rod vision. X type of ganglion cell is mainly for color vision. Okay. At lateral geniculate body, what happened in the at the lateral geniculate body? Perception of color. So before that, you just recall that the lateral geniculate body, we have three types of layer, starting from the layer 1 to layer 6. Okay. In that, the layer 1 and 2, this is mainly for the magnocellular pathway. Why it is called as magnocellular pathway? Because of large cells present, large neurons present in that layer. That's why it is called as magnocellular pathway. And it receives the signals from the Y type of ganglion cells. Just now we have seen W, X, and Y. These are the cells present in the ganglion, or these are the ganglion cells, types of ganglion cells. Okay, it is mainly for the rapid conduction, it is, and its vision is black and white vision. Okay, while the layer 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 to 6, it mainly receives the signal from X type of ganglion cell, which is important for the color vision. Okay, so this is about the also called as parvocellular pathway. Okay, so for the color vision, we have to remember the X type of ganglion cell present in the retina. From that X type of ganglion cell, that send information to the via parvocellular pathway to the layer 3 and 6, 3 to 6. Okay, now next, after the layer number 3 to 6 in the lateral geniculate body comes to the visual cortex. Okay, in that visual cortex we have again 6 type of layer, layer 1 to 6. In that X type of ganglion cell, in that before that we have the layers are subdivided into A, B, C alpha and C beta. Okay, in the visual cortex, area number 17 and 18. Here the fibers arising from the parvocellular pathway via the that is coming from the X ganglion cell, then parvocellular pathway, that fibers end in the visual cortex in the layer of A and C beta layer, which are present in the area number, layer number 4. Okay, so from here the area number 17 and area number 18, the fibers send information to the occipital and temporal cortex. Okay, so this is about the perception of color vision. In what stage the perception of color vision take place? First in the X type of ganglion cell, second with paracellular pathway in the lateral geniculate body, and finally in the visual cortex, in that specifically on the layer number A and C beta. And also color blobs. Various color blobs are present in the visual cortex, mainly the layer number 4. These are the different layers of the visual cortex, starting from the layer number 1 to layer number 6. In that layer number 4, we have A and C beta. These are most important for the color vision, and these are the different color blobs. Okay, it receives the information from the different cells, and is important for the perception of color. Okay, so what are the theories of color vision? First is Young and Helmholtz theory, also called as trichromatic color theory. Granite's dominator and modulator theory, and last one is Hering's opponent color theory. Okay. So first thing, what is meant by Thomas Young and Helmholtz theory? Okay. It is also called as trichromatic theory because why it is called as tri means 3. Why it is called as trichromatic? Because they found out that there are 3 types of cones are present in the retina, that is called as red cones called as erythrolobe, green cones that is called as chlorolobe, and blue cones that is called as cynolobe. Okay, so these are the different colors, cones present in the retina, and that's why they are called as trichromatic theory. Okay, so and depending on how many types of cones or which type of cones they get stimulated, depending on that. Suppose for example, red color stimulated by 90% of the fibers, 90% of stimulation of the red cone pigments, 42% of the stimulation of the green color cones, it will give rise to orange color. So depending on specific concentration of stimulation of that particular cones, it will give rise to different colors. It can be orange, blue, or yellow, depending on concentration of, for example, if there is 83% stimulation of the red cones and 83 stimulation of the percentage of green cones, it will give rise to yellow color. Okay, so depending on how much concentration or how much cones they get, type of cones they get stimulated, it can pursue different colors, starting from the red, green, blue, orange, yellow. Okay, then Granite's dominator and modulated theory. In that, they found out that there are 2 types of cells are present, namely called as dominator cells and modulator cells. In that, dominator cells is for the light vision, and They are because of pi type of ganglion cell, while moderated theory or moderated cells they are mainly for the color vision. Okay. So the moderators cells are nothing but they can activate different cells, X type of or X ganglion cell receive the signals to the moderator cells and they responsible for the different colors. Finally, is opponent theory. That is different colors or particular specific color stimulate the X type of ganglion cell, while opposite color or opponent color they inhibit that same type of ganglion X type of ganglion cell. That is called as opponent theory or opponent color Hering's opponent color theory. Okay, that means same color, specific color activate that X type of ganglion cell, while opposite color or opponent color inhibit the same type of X type of ganglion cell. That is called as Hering's opponent theory. Okay, these are the example of the opponent theory. You can have white and black. These are the opponent. Red and green. These are the opponents. Yellow and blue. These are the opponent colors. Okay. What are the applied? Do you have to what is what is mean color blindness? How to identify the color blindness with the help of Ishara chart? Then it is nothing but the inability to pursue one or more different color. That is called as color blindness. Okay. And we will see what are the types of color blindness. If there is a weakness of that for particular color, that is called as anomaly. Okay, so complete blindness is called as anopia and weakness is called as anomaly. This is the classification for the color blindness. Trichromats, that means it's nothing but the three types of cones are present: red, green, blue. Okay. Dichromats, only two types of cones are there. That is called as, and one type of cone is absent. Monochromats, only one type of cone is present while two types of cones are absent. So in that we have anomaly. As we know that anomaly means weakness. So in that trichromats, we can have a protonomaly, that is red weakness, deuteranomaly, that is green weakness, and deuteranomaly, that is blue color weakness. Okay. Then dichromats, two types of cones are there. That means one is absent. So if there is a red cones are absent, that is called as protonopia. If there is a green cone absent, that is called as teutonopia. And if there is a blue cones are absent, that is called as teutonopia. Okay. And monochromats, which is rare, in that we have only one type of cone is there, either red, blue, or green. So most common color blindness is red-green color blindness, and it is mainly X-linked color disease. X-linked inherited as from the X chromosome. So males are sufferer while females are carrier. Blue color blindness is again very rare condition. It is the gene is located for on chromosome number 7th. So in practical, what are the tests to check for the color vision? There are three types of tests. Ishara chart, which we are going to do in the today's practical. Eldridge Green Lantern test. I will explain this, and Holmgren pool classification test. So first of all, let us see the Ishara chart. The Ishara chart is nothing but there are the different color plates. The one book is there, and in that book, that is called as Ishara test book. In that we have 38 plates, different color plates are there, and that plates are arranged in constructed in such a way that there are background of different colors, and in that background of colors we have different numbers or different shades are there. We have to identify, or you have to just identify that number, or you have to follow that particular lines. Okay. For example, in this figure, normal person can read this number as a 74, while the red green color blind person it interpret as a 21. Okay, so like that way in Ishara chart there are different colors, different numbers are there, so we have to identify that numbers. In this figure, in this chart, we can have normal person read as a number is 42. Okay, while red color blind person will read this number as a 2, while green color blind read as a 4. Okay. Again, same different color vision or different numbers of Ishara chart. Okay, so normal person, you can see that how the normal person see that color in deuteranopia, tritanopia. Okay, anopia means absent, anomaly means weakness. So we have to interpret, we have to write that particular finding in this chart. Okay, so we can see that there are number of plates starting from 1 to 15 or 1 to 17. Normal person read that number as a 12 in that particular chart. Okay, then red color clean, red green deficiency, again it can read as a 12. Okay, like that way you can have different numbers, how the normal person can read that number or and interpret that red green color blindness person. Okay, second test is Holmgren wool test. Now in this there are different colored wools are present, different shades of color wools are there. You ask the person or you give the person one color wools and ask the person to find out same color in that particular chart, in that particular Holmgren wool chart. Okay, that means person asked to compare that particular color in that particular chart. Okay, that is called as Holmgren wool test. Edrange green latent test, in that you can have this particular type of instrument. We have different mainly there are 4 slots are there. One slot is for the to seeing that to one aperture is there in that particular slot through which we have to see the different colors. Second, third, fourth slots are there, and in that second, third, fourth slots there are different glasses, different color glasses are there, different shades, dark shade to the faint shade. Okay, and last slot is there. It that is sixth slot is there, or fifth slot is there to give the effect of mist or fog or rain. Okay, artificially you can give the effect of mist or fog. Okay, so through this aperture we have to see the different you can rotate that aperture, we can rotate that slides, second, third, fourth slides, over which there are different shades of color are there, dark to the faint. Okay, so by moving that second, third, fourth slots and by seeing through this aperture and ask the person to compare that or ask the person to identify that color, that is called as Edrange latent test. Okay, so I will share the this video, this audio lecture, and also share the different photos of Ishara chart. Okay, uh, there are 38 plates are there in that Ishara test book. I will share few mm, numbers of that particular book so that you can remember in practicals how to check the color vision using the Ishara chart. Thank you.